Hey everybody, a package has arrived today that has been beaten to crap by the United States Postal Service. But since I can see the return address, and it is from one of my favorite historians, Scott Erickson, I am dying to see what is in this. And as you can see from the condition, what I'm hoping didn't fall out of it. It looks like the post office retaped the box, but not before it lost at least a corner and part of the side. So we are now going to try and cut through some of this tape and see what kind of goodies are in this nice, big, somewhat battered box. Because Scott always sends good stuff. And this looks like a lot of Northeast memorabilia. Okay, now, box is open. I'm going to attempt to set this little monster on my lap so that we can all see what, we have banners. First things first, we have a water bottle from the Fetish Flea, New England Leather Alliance. And we have one. I bet this is the NELA banner. Yes, it is. Now, this is going to be too big for me to show entirely, at least on the screen. So I'm going to see if I can at least find a little corner. This is, oh yeah, talk about memories. This is the banner from the New England Leather Alliance. It is probably one of the 3 or 4 banners that was shown or hung to welcome visitors to the Fetish Flea. Let's see what else is in this box of treasures, because I have a feeling these are all wonderful NELA memories. Oh, yes, indeedy. A bag of NELA pins. Now, I suddenly realize I'm using the term, and I haven't really explained myself. The New England Leather Alliance was, and I say was very reluctantly because the group just disbanded, that for at least 30 years had been a cornerstone of the New England leather community. Not only that, they were famous for their fetish flea market, which was a major event and a cornerstone on the East Coast that they did every year for charity and raised huge amounts of money. There are a lot of things incorporated into the Fetish Flea, as it was called. A lot of amazing workshops, an art show that I dare say one year, Dark Desad, a photographer that I've talked about in other videos, one year he was the artist who won the art show. Booths, fun, how-to classes, wonderful panels, samplers. NELA supported and encouraged a lot of wonderful writers. And good Lord, Circlet Press is up in that area. As a matter of fact, the Carter Johnson has an annex in that area. So after we photograph and do all sorts of wonderful things with some of these, we're going to be sending a few of them at least up to the New England Annex. But enough of my chatter. We have a bag of pins, another banner. I'm going to be rolling these or unrolling them, letting them go flat and then rolling them up for storage. This one is from the National Coalition for Sexual Freedom, the NCSF, another group that does so much work for this tribe. Another banner. See what this one is from. Another NELA banner. So we're going to, while we still have nice warm days, I'm going to be laying all of these outside to flatten them and get some of these creases out. And then I'm going to be rolling them up so that they can be stored a lot better. Oh my. We have, we have a souvenir from NELA that I'm not even, a squeezing ball, tension ball, that I'm going to give you a quickie on, because with my luck, we'll get censored. So, and we have lots of pens. We'll be using these at the library and probably putting a few on our souvenir bookcase just so that people can see them. Oh, this is all such sweet and wonderful NELA memories. Hand towels. That sounds so much better than trick towels, which is what I was brought up to call them. And oh my stars, a bundle of the membership patches. There we go. I remember when I was gifted mine 4 years ago now that I can even recall easily 12 or 13 years ago. And it is in my private collection, which I treasure. So these are going to be going into a file. They'll be counted off and put in a file. And the old lady's wish is on that day when a new generation of leather people decide that they want to bring NELA back. We're going to have these and lovingly, and I do mean lovingly, return them. And one more banner. This one is very much like others that I've shown you. It is also a New England Leather Alliance banner. One more water bottle for the memorabilia shelf. A few more pens, and something that we are going to sort through and cherish. Some programs, a few flyers, programs from other New England events, and this looks like I'm not sure if I'm looking at event packages. Let's find out. Oh my. Scott, I adore you. What Scott has sent are club notes from a lot of the organizations that are in the New England area. Club notes, pulling this very gently, as only Scott can do. A very special history. And wow, and an associate's badge. Now, under normal circumstances, we would put these just the way they are into a notebook. But I think I'm going to put each of these in individual clamshells and stand them up so that they are easier to access and they're all together. Let's see what other groups Scott has included. This is the Brotherhood Alliance. Well, I get it. There are probably 5 or 6 of these packets in this box. And my guess, because they're all identical, is that each one was more than likely given to either a new club pledge or to an associate member, because these are smaller patches. So it tells them more about the club, club notes, club minutes, their associates patch, and the club history. These are going to be so cherished and put all into clamshells that will preserve their history. And then last but not least, we have the NELA Safety Guide. Let me tell you a story about this. I would say that either every year or every couple of years, New England Leather Alliance put out a fabulous pocketbook, toy bag sized safety booklet. And it had wonderful information in it about how to play safe, to stay safe, the kind of good basic information you could keep in a toy bag if there was suddenly a question. We had talked before about another one that had been done by Kane Berlinger. And every year, every 2 years, they would update, like here's a page with information about AIDS, information about STDs, even a space where you could make notes. And what I loved about them was that they were such a simple thing to just put in a purse, keep in a toy bag with good basic information that everybody should have on hand. A number of other clubs have put them out. And each one is, of course, a little different because each one reflects the flavor of the club. I always cherished NELA's because whenever I was up there, I would grab 5 or 6, or if they were in a registration packet, I would grab 5 or 6 that people had put down and no longer wanted as they sorted through, and pick them up so that I could have them on hand at the library, because they really are a marvelous research tool. So that's what's in this box of treasures from Scott. So Mama Vi saying, Mr. Erickson, thank you so much. And if you want to see even more of these fabulous treasures, you're going to have to come to the library. See you then.